Hi, my name is Gurdeepak Kaur. I am from Chandigarh. I'm 73 years old. I love to travel. That is my passion. And I have done a number of journeys solo by both by road and by train and all that. If you feel like doing something and you're really passionate about it, you must do it. What is the life? ये जीना भी कोई जीना है लल्लू अगर अपनी मर्जी ना की तो.
When it comes to living your life fully, we have always believed that age is just a number. And this inspirational lady has just proved us right. This is a story of Gurdeepak Kaur, who is a 73-year-old traveler from Chandigarh. Despite this age and having a husband who's not so fond of traveling, she travels solo in her car and fulfills her passion.
I love travel of all sorts, and my earliest memories of were of travel with my parents because my father was in the army. Then later on, I married into the to an army officer, so we were always packing and moving and meeting new people.
Gurdeepak Kaur has been traveling since she was 12 years old. Even after getting married to an army officer who is not so fond of traveling, she didn't stop it. And it was in 2013 when she had a fight with her husband, she decided to take that leap of faith and fulfill that long-awaited dream of solo drive of hers.
I had a big showdown with my husband over some issues and I was very angry. So I thought that I would fulfill my long cherished dream of taking a solo trip across India in my car. So I decided to go to Bangalore. Got into my Santro car, it was 5 years old. I first went to Delhi and spent the night there with some friends. And next morning at 5 o'clock I took off and decided to drive to Ajmer. I thought I would visit Dargah there and spend the night. Then I saw that Udaipur was just 240 kilometers or something. So I decided to press on. When I reached Udaipur at 5 o'clock in the evening. Next day I drove to Ahmedabad. Next morning I drove to Mumbai. All by myself, of course, no help, no driver, no nothing, no directions required. In Mumbai I stayed for 4-5 days with my daughter. She stays there. At 6 o'clock I left Pune and drove towards Bangalore. The highways were very good and so I decided to press on. That day I drove 860 kilometers.
After her first solo trip to Bangalore in her car, Gurdeepak Kaur never stopped. In 2014 also, she drove solo to Uttarakhand and covered the interiors of the place. In fact, she also started taking her friends to such trips with her.
The earliest long journey I took solo was when I went to first family posting. My husband was in Belgaum, Karnataka, and I had to go from Chandigarh. I had a 2-month-old baby. There were 8 big boxes, like the bulky wooden boxes of the army type, plus the other small baggage. And I started from Chandigarh, went to Belgaum, changing trains at 3 places. It was a journey of 3 nights and 2 days. That was very interesting. Later on in 1994, I went to USA on a very tight and shoestring budget. My husband didn't want to go, as usual. So I went and he gave me some $1,500 I had with me at that time. And but I traveled 2/3 of America by train, all by myself. I took a rail pass, and it was very cheap. Those were $310 for 1 month. Similarly, in India, I have traveled to almost all major cities, all places, all hill stations and tourist spots. I have been to a number of times with my friends, just 2-3 ladies in the car to Hemkund Sahib, driving on the hilly roads of and treacherous roads, I would say, of Uttarakhand, sometime in the rainy season. It has been very satisfying and exhilarating experience.
Usually, children are very protective of their parents, especially when they are at this age. But Gurdeepak Kaur is lucky to have a husband and 2 daughters who understood her passion for travel and supported her.
She's an inspiration in everything, you name it. My fingers are too less. Riding cycles, bikes, driving car, cooking, cleaning, traveling, being fiercely independent. If she doesn't do it now, when is she going to do it? Who knows what's in store for us today, tomorrow, crossing the street. Anything can happen anywhere. You just have to be careful.
Initially, my husband was very hesitant about my solo driving because we acquired a car in the late 70s only. He didn't like to drive, so he let me drive the car all over wherever we went. I was the main driver. In fact, he had to tell me to take a rest because I don't get tired while I'm driving. And I'm very grateful to my family for indulging me. Sometimes people are not pleased, but then what to do? You've got to just do what you got to do. One's got to do what's one got to do. Driving at this age, I don't think for me age is a factor. I don't take it into consideration because my faculties are very good and I'm very sharp, I'm very articulate, and I have self-confidence. I am quite sure of myself. In fact, the age factor is an asset because you don't have to, older lady, nobody thinks of troubling, In fact, everybody is most courteous and helpful, and I had taken precautions. I have a danda in my car right next to my seat. So, whatever, I'll give a good fight.
Every journey comes with its set of hardships, and one such incident happened with her too in 2018 when she was traveling solo to Mumbai and fell asleep while driving her car.
There was one big incident in 2018. I decided to go to Mumbai again solo and just took off one day कि जा रही हूँ मैं. I had kept my little gas with me thinking I'll make tea on the way and this and that. So I started at 4:30 in the morning, and that night I didn't get too good a sleep. I should have known. However, so then I reached Hisar at about 9 o'clock and had a breakfast with friends of mine, and 11:30 I left from there. I was about 100 kilometers from Bikaner. When I had the gas filled, I felt slightly sleepy. Next thing I knew was that my car is jumping up and down. Taka, taka. Suddenly I woke up. I dozed off on the wheel. And I woke up and oh my God, I was going through bushes, and the vehicle was going up. It went down and it went up, and I quickly pressed on the brakes and all, and then it stopped. And I thought, my God, now so there's a big panga. I was 50 meters into the bushes. I had going from left side. I had cut across the road and gone through the bushes 50 feet inside, 50 yards inside, and there I stopped. But the good luck was that it was all sandy area, and the car had to be put on a sort of they couldn't be carried on a crane. I wanted to have it repaired in Chandigarh, so I had it shipped. I told somebody to arrange for the truck and all, and everything I did on my own. I just called up, and the phones are so good, connectivity is there. So that was one very bad experience.
Gurdeepak Kaur may be old by age, but young at heart, who believes that she is more active than people of 50 years of age.
Age for me is a very minor factor. I have perfectly good health, and I'm more fit than most people. Of 50 years of age. So leave alone, when I'm driving, I feel as young as I did when I was 25. I've never fallen sick on my trips. I generally go when I'm feeling fit. So no unnecessary risks. My advice to anyone who wants to travel, whether they are as old as me or younger than me, or want to start out and are hesitant or have not done or are scared, is that first of all, don't hesitate. So one has to live for oneself also sometimes. Mostly ladies are very sacrificing. They think if I complete this thing, that thing, ye duty, wo duty. I also did my duties. I postponed things for so long because we didn't have the necessary finances, and we didn't have a car. And so I would say, do your job, do everything, but take some time out for yourself. Go out and enjoy, look at the world. तो मैं तो घर वालों को यही कहती हूँ कि इतना ना मुझसे तू प्यार बड़ा कि मैं एक बादल आवारा.